Hey guys, it's Marta. Today I'm planning pruning of my roses. I will be pruning my climbing rose and all of those beautiful roses that are here. I wanted to share my method of training your climbing rose and pruning your climbing rose so you get abundance of flowers. Let's go. So this is my climbing rose on this structure. With climbing roses, when I started, I wasn't sure how to train them, and that is the most important part. If you do not train them, you let them grow upright, you will only see the flowers at the top of the rose, and this is not what we want. We want to see the flowers on all of the heights. So the way you train your rose is the most important to get the most flowers you can. When we buy a rose, it will have only main stems and we need to let it grow. When it's young, the main stems will grow and then they will have the lateral stems. Those will bear flowers. But if we train them right, we'll get more flowers. How do we do that? We take the main stem and we try to train it so it grows more horizontally, and then every bud will give us the lateral stem, and then we prune them and then they will flower. But we need to do it from very young age because the stems are more bendable, and then first we try to put them from the ground like 45 degrees and then we bend them like this one, so you can see it grows almost parallel to the ground. I get a lot of questions from beginning gardeners and they want to prune their young climbing roses. With young climbing roses, we don't prune them, we let the main stems grow. We only prune the lateral growth, so be mindful, don't go with the pruners, just train your stems. What it does, it stimulates the buds, the sleepy buds. When you put them like this, it gives them the signal to grow, and then you will have abundance of lateral growth, which we will prune in next years, and they will give you a lot of flowers. So we've got covered the young climbing roses growers. Now for those of us who have an older rose and we've been training all of those stems, now we can see the lateral growth, which grew, it bloomed, and now we need to prune it. First of all, we will be pruning out all of the dead stems. You can see here one. We'll need to prune that right to the base, so the main stem. And then we have the lateral growth. We prune it above from first to fourth set of buds. So I will prune here, just above a bud. And then again here, and here it's pruned. No, here, that is gone. And then we have all of those stems that will be stimulated to bloom for us. The rose is tied to the structure with a rubber string, and never tie it too tightly because it will rub on the stem and it's not good for the rose. I will also tie it here because when they will have a lot of flowers, a lot of leaves, it's better to have it tied in few places just in case one of the ties snaps. I will come back to my rose in a second with a ladder because I really need to go higher to climb all of that growth. Now I will show you another rose and we'll talk about how I treat those. Climbing roses on pergolas. I have two constant spray roses. Those are Davidoff roses that only bloom once. and I trained it on a structure. So you can see that here there will be a lot of blooms, but we always have a problem with a pergola that you have this growth that goes upright and it does not want to bloom as abundantly as the upper part. So I always try to bend some of the lateral growth to go around or to prune it very short. So I also have flowers here. So that is my trick for the pergolas. There are roses that I do not prune in spring, like Bobby James. I prune them in late summer. Let's go and see her. Bobby James is a kind of rose that blooms only once. It blooms beautifully. It has very open flowers, perfect for pollinators. But this kind of roses I started pruning a few years ago in summer, not in the spring. And it gives us definitely more flowers with the summer pruning. Sometimes I even prune twice because the lateral growth from this rose is magnificent. There are so many stems. This rose that you can see behind me is, I think, 7 years old. Those main stems are 4 meters long. It's only one plant covering this whole structure, and it has so much strength and grows so much during the season, and the abundance of flowers is beautiful. But the pruning I do in the summer, sometimes even twice. In the spring, I only tie those crazy stems that I missed in the summer or they grew in the fall, and I will tie them again horizontally, and then they might also bloom for us. Sometimes when there is like a dead stem or a stem that is out of control, I might trim it, but most of the pruning is done in the summer and I really see better results with that. If you follow my channel, you will see that there is less lawn and there is more soil, which means I will be able to plant some more plants. I've been observing this lawn and this border. This border had too little space. Some of my hydrangeas were fighting with the roots of my Bobby James, and they did not get enough light when it was like producing all of that growth. It was shading the hydrangeas and it was lacking water. So I thought if I remove some of the lawn, I will be able to plant those closer to the lawn. They will get more sun, they will get more water, and I think all of the plants will be happy. But I will also have the possibility to plant more plants. I'm planting some of the hydrangeas I had in the pots and I will plant them here, and I think this hydrangea border will look so much better. I will also be planting some heucheras. I will replant one of my roses. I think it will look beautiful. Okay guys, please let me know if you tried this method of training your climbing rose, if it worked, and let me know what kind of climbing roses you have in your garden. And if you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.